I know right now somebody's saying, okay, B, come on. You're kind of tripping. Come on. Who's come on, anybody? Who's saying, okay, I'm hearing you, but I'm not, I mean, come on. Anybody? No?
I used to be like that.
Okay.
So I saw social YouTube
But
videos.
some of the stuff we're doing, okay, so let's go here. Because the thing about some of the YouTube videos is their conspiracy is going the wrong direction. And that's what I'm trying to get us to understand. The conspiracy is all about souls. And that's what we're going to be dealing with. I just want to prove my point a little bit. And I talked about this about 3 weeks ago. Name a top actor sold out for Jesus.
Kirk Cameron.
Okay, Kirk Cameron. Everybody agree?
He's not.
I'm talking about top actor. I mean, I'm talking about a heavyweight. I'm talking about like the, you know, Jim Carrey, Tom Cruise, heavyweight. Come on, anybody. Top actor, sold out.
Tyler Perry.
Okay, Tyler Perry. Okay. Just one? Aren't we supposed to be a Christian nation? I mean, man, if you just look in Rancho Cucamonga in Ontario, we got like 4 mega churches. For real. With like 10,000 members. That's just in this area. Now, let's not go to LA where we're talking about City of Refuge, we're talking about Faithful Central, we're talking about the Catholic chapels down in Orange County. Come on. And we're only one? That's all you'll give me is one actor? Why? Because the system benefits who? Satan. And so he's trying to, as much as possible, not allow Christians to get in the high, that's his playground. Name a high-ranking politician that stands on the word and bases their decisions on the word. High-ranking. Anybody?
No third parties.
High-ranking official that stands on the word and bases their decisions on the word. How is that? Out of all of government, nobody can give you one name. Am I proving my point a little bit? Does that mean that there aren't Christians who are trying to run for office?
Well, the Bible does tell us that only a few are going to be saved. So not even all Christians that claim to be Christians will be saved themselves.
You're definitely right. Not everybody who talks is talk. You know, so, but that's why I said, really clear, not saying that they say they're a Christian. There's a bunch of politicians that say they're Christian. So look how I phrased it. Stands on the word and bases their decisions on the word. That's why I phrased it that way. Not just say they're a Christian. I mean, that's about most of the politicians. Name a devoted Christian music artist in the top 50 of Billboard Hot 100. Not gospel Hot 100s or Christian Hot 100s, but the Billboard's Hot 100s. Anybody?
POD.
Switchfoot. Switchfoot did last week.
Okay, all right, we got one.
POD.
Okay, you know, 2. I'm taking your word for it. I'm talking about top 50. Anybody else? 2. How many? So we only have like 2 Christian artists, gospel artists in the whole world?
Mariah Carey.
No. I didn't say do a gospel song. You know, I mean, if that's the case, R. Kelly did a gospel song. I mean, all right. But you guys getting my point. See how the stacks are set up against us. And these are all high-profile people. People want to be like these people. This isn't by accident because Satan runs Hollywood, Wall Street, the nations, and the government. He's setting things up for his purpose. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that you can't be an actor sold out for Jesus. I'm just saying it's going to be tough if you want to be sold out for Jesus. You want to be a politician? I see y'all get to you. You want to be a politician? Guess what? Every single day, you are going to be challenged to compromise. Every day. You want to be in the music industry? Every day, you're going to be challenged to compromise. Every day. That's the challenge.
I was just talking about the fact that politicians, like, they have no law against, because you know what, laws against false advertising, but politicians, they can lie and get away with it. There's no law against them lying. So it's just like, It makes me angry how many politicians
Well, say, yeah, they're Christians are doing this and that.
campaign promises and stuff, and they break them all the time.
Yeah. And the thing is, though, the sad thing is we elect them. Look at Ephesians 6:10, and this is how this really applies to us. So where do we go? What do we do? Finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord and the power of his might. Put on the whole armor of God that you may be able to stand against what? The wiles of the devil. One of the things that we have to understand is that we are at war. That's what's being described here. Whenever we talk about war, man, we just make it look so cute, don't we? We be like, hey, you gotta get your spirit, the sword of the word, and the belt of truth, and the shoes of the gospel. And have you ever heard somebody preach on this? They'll make it so cute. But war is not cute. War is not pretty. And if we understand the word, and if the word is correct, what is war? People die in war. People suffer in war. There are casualties in war. And so if we understand that we are at war, man, that should change the way we are looking as we wake up. As you step on this campus, it should change the way that you look at this campus. We are at war. What are we at war with? For we wrestle not against what? Flesh and blood, but against what? Principalities, and against what? And against what? The darkness of this world. Against spiritual wickedness in high places. This is what we're fighting against. The word says we are fighting a war against demons, but yet we're fighting each other. It's not about the money. It's not about your job. It's not the school administrator. That's not where the war is. It's not flesh and blood, but it's a spiritual battle for your soul. There's a passage in Daniel where Daniel is praying, he's laboring, he's saying, Lord, I have this vision. Lord, tell me about this vision. And so he's praying, he's fasting. And so finally an angel comes and an angel says, man, as soon as you started praying, God heard you and sent me out to send a message to you. But then there were demons and other spirits of Persia that stopped me. And we were fighting, I think it says for like 20 days. And so I'm just now getting here.
Well, what's that again?
Daniel.
Daniel 10.
We find Daniel chapter 10. That's the war. Where there are things happening in the spiritual realm that you don't see. But yet we walk around like, and we don't see the war. Everything, Satan is positioning things and trying to cause you to trip, to stumble, to devour you. We're at war against the powers of darkness. That's why we need Christ. You don't have enough strength to live for God. We need the power of God. But we stumble and we fall because we're trying to live this walk without the power. We can't. But you just can't stop listening to secular music by yourself. You know how hard that is? But you need the power of God, who can give you strength to get victories over some of those things. Over the last couple of weeks, we've talked about occults and the realm of the occult, witchcraft, invoking of spirits, and we've seen how all these things that are the occult are all around us. They're in music, they're in Hollywood, they're everywhere. We talked about how entertainment has desensitized us to what is detestable. How does God feel about things of the occult? He detests them. So something that he detests, but yet is entertainment for us. And that desensitizes us. We talked about the crossroad experience and how there is power, there is fame for serving Satan. For doing what you want. Do what thou wilt. We talked about Satanism and Aleister Crowley. Do what thou wilt. There is power and there's fame there, but it's for your soul. Jesus says, what does it profit a man to gain the whole world, but what? Lose his soul. This isn't a game. TV made it seem like it's a game. Then last week we talked about symbolism. We've talked about Freemasonry a little bit. And so as we put it all together, the conspiracy, all these things are working to keep this world captive and bound. To keep us as a church from being ineffective. To keep you feeling like, man, what can I do? I'm just one person. But God is able.
Amen.
We think about the early disciples, they turned the world upside down.
Amen.
Not because of their power, because God is able. God can use just one of you if you believe.
In Revelation, where you're talking about the verse, I was talking about the basically what you would have to use to buy stuff, purchase things. I don't know if you're aware, but I believe it's in 2013, like the government is gonna have like chips, or they're trying to put chips in people.
Yeah, they've been talking about chips, and it's good to be alert. It's good to be sober and be aware of those things, but I do want to encourage you, you're not going to accidentally take the mark of the beast. It's not like, oops, oh man, I got the mark, oh, I'm going to hell, man.
Yeah, I was saying when people do like anything with it, it's like your identification.
But I'm saying, the main thing that you should see there is that they were demanded, they were required to worship the beast, and that they blasphemed God. It's going to be very clear that you are worshiping me. It's going to be very clear, stop worshiping Jesus, worship me, and take the mark. So it's not going to, oops, man, look, this, man, I got the thing on my forehead, I got the chip in me, man, I'm going ahead. The mark of the beast is not going to be like that. It's going to be very clear, when you take that mark, you are denying Christ.